and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, the show where Sean and I take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Tennille.
And I am Sean.
Today we are looking at an Australian animated film from 1977. This is in fact our last 1977 film, Dot and the Kangaroo.
From Yoram Gross Films.
Yep. Directed by Yoram Gross. Animated by Yoram Gross, and pretty much everything else done by Yoram Gross, except for songwriting and some other things.
I have one thing to say about this movie.
Uh-huh.
Reuse that animation!
Yeah.
Do it!
Yeah.
This is a very low-budget film where they went out and filmed a bunch of forest.
Mm-hmm.
And then they animated cartoon animals on top of it.
It has that classic Ali Katnya, Warriors of the Forest 2008 feel. I know this is lost on
this
you.
This means nothing to me.
But old school Warriors fans will hear me and will know.
Okay.
Because that's how she did AMVs back in the day, and it was chef kiss.
Okay.
Anyway.
A small girl named Dot gets lost in the outback, learns lots of neat stuff about Australian animals.
Uh-huh.
Gets home, kangaroo leaves her forever. Movie over.
Yeah.
That's the plot.
Also, the kangaroo has a missing Joey.
And that never gets resolved.
Nope. I thought that would get resolved, but it doesn't.
It did not.
Okay, so this is definitely a film only made with children in mind.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yes.
I could imagine myself, for example, being really entertained by this and quite charmed and enthralled with it.
When I was 10.
Or younger.
Yeah.
But it's just also a pretty poor production with a lot of padding and a lot of technical issues.
There's so many songs.
There's a lot of songs.
Every animal they run across sings a little ditty that doesn't add to the information on the animal or to the plot. They just stop. We introduce a new animal, tell a couple of facts about it. They sing a pointless song, and then we move on. And
I mean, like, in terms of just being an educational thing for children, like, that's fine. It's just that, like, this happens often, and
it's been done much better more recently.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sure, 7-year-olds in Australia in 1977 probably had a fantastic time with this movie.
Oh, yeah, but it's not going to be something that will have stood the test of time as something to show kids. Besides, who knows how much of the information from this movie is even correct? Applicable? Right, and then on top of that, it has some scenes where it shows
Native Australians in a not so good light.
Yeah.
They're doing some sort of...
I'm not savvy enough with the issues of Aboriginals in Australia that like I can say whether this is, good or
context or not.
But just in my own experiences as an American, it makes me a bit uncomfortable because this doesn't seem good.
Because there's a bunch of native people drawn in a very different style from the main character.
Which, yeah.
She is a white settler character.
Yeah.
And I remember when you were doing research, this is based on a book from back when white settlers were very new to Australia. So they are shown in those strange savages doing some terrible tribal thing, and it's definitely not okay.
Yeah, it's just...
It's like, who knows? Maybe it was completely innocent what they were showing, but the way they frame it
I don't think so.
They frame it in a way where these people are dangerous and scary and you should avoid them.
And they need to run away from them because they might kill the kangaroo.
Yeah, so that's not cool.
Yeah. This film was paid for by the Australian government as a kind of like pseudo-environmental message and like, hey, let's get the kids interested in our own native wildlife kind of thing. Cool. And to that extent, I think it does
exactly what it was trying to do.
Yeah, it does exactly what it set out to do. Like I said, mostly funded by the Australian government. And after about 3 years, this movie made back its
budget
and ended up spawning several sequels.
Yeah.
And by several, I mean 8.
Oh, God.
Including, but not limited to, Dot in Space.
I mean, when you have 8 sequels, you have to go to space.
Did the Land Before Time characters ever go to space?
They had aliens.
Okay, yeah, but...
And they talk about meteorites and space constantly.
Okay, but like that makes sense because dinosaurs and asteroids.
They actively had aliens, Tennille.
Yeah.
I think it was even in movie 8. I could be wrong. I've not actually watched most of the Land Before Time movies, but I know that one of them had alien dinosaurs.
It makes me laugh. There's really not much else to say about this one. This is really only suitable for toddlers and really young kids who like kangaroos. Like, you're not going to get much out of it elsewise, but like, for it being that, it's fine, if not terrible, but like still being terribly clunky.
If you are in your teenage years or higher, you probably don't want to watch it.
There's nothing in this here for you.
Yeah.
Definitely not a film I'm ever going to return to.
No, not until we get to the sequels. I can only hope that some, if not most of those, are like direct-to-TV sequels or something.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. Because, like, this was fine, but I don't want to watch more of it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah. What a disappointing way to end 1977. Although, an interesting year for animation as a whole. We've gone a lot of different places.
Yeah, and we'll need to talk about that more next time when we do the Lizard and Cat award shows, because we're only doing 1 year from here on out, like we stated at the beginning of this year. So next time we're going to do a award. God, I always say reward. Award show for the 12 movies that we watched this year.
Woohoo! See you then.
I love those white turtles and don't they look cool? But I curl up inside just enjoying the view as I ride in the pouch of a red kangaroo.
As she rides in the pouch of a red kangaroo.